Hey everybody. So today I'm going to be stripping this part of the frame down on both sides. You can see we got some pretty thick undercoating in spots like that and back in here. I'm going to use the coarser wire wheel for that. Definitely recommend wearing safety glasses with this because it's already shooting stuff out. I've already started on this side. As you can see, I'm just going to go down to this. Basically, I want to hit this area here, and then when I pull the motor out, I'll hit the center up. So I'm just basically trying to get this area with a little overlap under the control arms. That way I don't have to worry about that as we go forward. This is the driver's side here, and you can see I haven't stripped this one at all. So I already made a little bit of progress on the other side. This is basically just undercoating that's not rust. So I'm going to use the coarser brush on that one, hopefully to remove it. My drum fell off when I was trying to remove it. But I got the control arms rebushed. I'm going to strip those and paint those as well. But they're all rebushed. I got to get the ball joints out of them. I got new ball joints for everything, new control arms obviously. So we're going to go forward from here and start wire wheeling. Safety glasses are a sure thing for this because I already had a couple of bristles in my shirt. Don't want those in my eyes. Here we go. Okay, so get the frame rails ground down. Control arms are partially ground down. I need to get a little bit better device to get in the crevices of the uppers. But the bottoms are lowers, excuse me. They're good. Whew. Word to the wise when you're using those wire wheels, keep your mouth closed because you will get some fiber type material in your mouth. Probably not fiber, probably rubber. The undercoating on this still ridiculous. More and more. This is obviously just random debris from various parts. I'll blow everything, rinse everything off before I shoot it with a coat of some sort of black that I'm about to go pick up. I got the control arms rebushed yesterday, thanks to some help from my father-in-law Mike. We went out, pushed everything out with an air chisel and reseated everything with a press. Everything went pretty decent. The lowers fought us harder than the uppers did. I still have the upper ball joints, I've ground down the rivets. They're factories, so they're just ready to be pounded out the rest of the way, which will hopefully happen soon. And then I'm missing one bolt, so the wife's on the way out to the in-laws now. Hopefully she's able to locate that. And I just remembered I have to tell her to look for that when she's out there. But on the frame rails, I'm pretty pleased with where they're at. I guarantee some of this smaller areas, like down here, I couldn't get with the wire wheel. I'm mostly concerned about this area here underneath where the control arms will be, down here as well, just to hit those up, get a nice seal on them. You can see down in here, hopefully, how thick some of this undercoating is. I chipped some of it away with the wire wheel here, but it's just ridiculous. If you're the guy that did this, thanks but no thanks in the future. It's a Vegas car. If this is north, no, maybe. I was able to get, I'm probably gonna pull the steering box and get the rest of this up in here, but you could just see where it just pops off. I hit the box real quick with the wire wheel just to see how it went, and it's obviously caked on there as well. So I've been removing pounds and pounds of this crap, and we'll continue to. Something else that we did the other day, my buddy Tyler came over. We got the floor pan trimmed for the replacement panel, which is right there. So that will be continued upon. I just got to get the seam weld at the forward edge, and then the rest of it is just about ready to go in. Trim the floor, plural, the patch panel and the floor, to mate properly, and then put some pilot holes in and prep the floor brace for some plug welding, and that will be good. And then once the floor is in, the control arms are back in, and we have some spindles in, it'll be back down on the ground, and maybe putting it in the garage. We'll see how that goes. I gotta soak this front end. I'm gonna go buy some paint, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, so long day here. Spent a while off camera, went out to the in-laws house and popped the ball joints out of the upper control arms, which was not easy. Used a press, had already ground them flush, the rivets flush, with a paddle wheel, sanding wheel disc, and then used a press to pop the rivets out, and then a air chisel to get the rivets and the rest of the housings out. So that's done. I'll show you that in a minute. Got the frame sprayed lightly, just in the areas where the control arms will be covering, for a little coverage. Got it sanded, blasted, not blasted, but scuffed up. It'll definitely be better than it was. It was brown when I decoded it. I have my control arms over here. You can see the uppers with the ball joints removed. I put a light coat on there. I've stripped them pretty thoroughly. Did as good as I could to get all the undercoating off. I'm sure it's not going to be 100% show quality, but it'll be good enough for a driver, which is what I'm putting together. Suppers and lowers are completely stripped, wire wheeled down, new bushings, have new ball joints for all of them, and I just need to paint the springs next, which I just thought of. Yeah, so long day, a lot of tedious work, a lot of grinding and wire wheeling and abrasive type stuff, lots of dirt and dust and grit in places where you don't want it, eyes and ears and so on and so forth. So we're on to the next day. I know I have a brake hanging by the brake line there, but I have discs coming, which will be on the factory spindles with steering arms, etc., etc. So that's something else I need to get sanded and put back into service. But I was waiting for the control arms to be done, and they're just about done. But they were a lot of work. So on to the next day. Have a good one.